If you want to be singers, is discipline. The first thing is tell yourself, I have to have a routine for developing myself. And then, importantly, set a mark. When I say set a mark, for example, I sing baritone, but I still sing very, very high pitch. I can sing tenor range. I can sing countertenor range. I can also sing soprano range, most like my head voice, comfortably. I mean, when you say comfortably, I mean that you should be able to sing like 2 octaves of a particular register. That means if I'm singing head voice, I should sing 2 octaves of my head voice to be able to sing a song and style. If I'm singing the mid-range, which is this is tenor range now, I should sing at least 2 octaves of that range to show that I actually know how to sing on that particular range. If I'm singing baritone, I should sing at least 2 range. Now I sing like 3 octaves of my baritone voice. 3. And it's quite rare to find that. Somebody singing baritone for 3 octaves, maintaining the deepness of my voice. Then the tenor, I can do at least 2 octaves. I'm sure of that. Then my head voice, I can do 2 octaves too. You get what I'm saying? It took practice. I didn't just get up there and started doing it. It took practice. So the same thing with you. You should set a mark. A mark means today I can sing 2 octaves comfortably. When I cross to the 3rd octave, I'll start straining. So that means by next year, I should be able to start singing on the 3rd octave. That means you've expanded your pitch from 2 octaves to 3 octaves, giving you more room to play with your voice. Do you get the point now? So that's how you set a mark. And then it's not something you do today that you stop tomorrow. That is why I always insist that everybody that is in this class should get a piano on their phone, so that you don't need to wait to see a keyboardist before you can actually do some of the things you need to do with your voice. You can actually just go to the piano and find out where the key C is. And then from key C, find out your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And then run your exercises by it. On your own. Just put your earphone in your ears and do that. Gone are the days where you have to book a session in the studio to practice. Gone are those days. They've made everything so easy for us now that once you have your phone with you and then you have an earphone that can take an audio, you can produce yourself in the house. So if you can do that in the house, why can't you just practice in the house? Just put your earphones in your ears, go to the piano, choose the key to start from your lowest pitch. From your lowest pitch, begin to walk up until you get to your highest pitch. When you get to your highest pitch, you mark it. Okay, currently I started from C-sharp 1, that is 1st octave. And then I walked until I got to C-sharp octave 3, that is 2 octaves. So that means I need to be able to pitch past C-sharp. So you just mark it. Okay, now I'm stopping at C-sharp octave 3. Now what do? I start practicing again. I'm going to have to exceed C-sharp octave 3 to go to D octave 3. From there I go to E octave 3. I'm keep adding one note. Now by the time you start adding that one note for the next 6 months to 1 year, by the time you get to the next year, your voice will have added an extra octave. Yeah, it's called voice elasticity. You stretching your voice. It's not hard. If you go and see Whitney Houston's practice, you see some of these big artists, you see that their first song that they did wasn't as good as what they sang before you now got to know them. They were still struggling with certain pitches. They were still going off key. Most of you didn't get a chance to listen to their backstories. Some of them, is that what she was singing? Yes, that was it. But because they had a goal, they set it in as I'm going to become a good singer. I will say to the point where when I pitch my voice, anybody will hear me and they will shout. And they kept working on it. They hired coaches that were coaching them. And funny enough, most of the coaches that coached one person almost coached all the artists you know. The coach that coached Michael Jackson, coach Dana Rose, coach Rachel, coach almost all of them in that set. That is Seth Riggs. Now, because what? They saw that, okay, this coach is handling this voice well, so that means I need to join him and all that. And that was how some of them became what they are today. So do not just come here, listen, learn, then go home and don't apply. You have to have tastes and standard. It is standard that will make me meet you next month and you'll be like, sir, I've improved. I used to remember a particular student that came here. I think that lady that came from Badagry. She came only once. And that once, we laughed at her when she sang one song that was funny like that. You started laughing like she didn't have dynamics. I corrected her. This girl took the correction too far. One day I will post her video, what she's doing in church now. That girl is something else. One day I was scrolling through my status and I saw one audio recording on WhatsApp status.